Rock Public Radio, KUIR 89.1. I'm Daniel Breen, News Director of Little Rock Public Radio, and I will be guiding this discussion this evening. This Zoom forum is being recorded for a later broadcast on KUIR with air dates to be announced. Before I introduce our special guest for the evening, I want to thank both the Central Arkansas Library System and the League of Women Voters of Pulaski County for partnering up with us on this event. I'd also like to just give a brief explanation over the format for the online forum. We will be asking our guests a variety of questions, but we would also like to hear from our viewers tonight. So if you have a question, please use the question and answer function on Zoom or the chat function, whichever one you prefer, to ask it, and we will have some time at the end to ask those questions. So our guest tonight received our topics and our questions ahead of time so she could prepare, come up with ideas, statistics, whatever to bring to the table this evening for each question asked. You're free to answer or go off in any sort of tangent you'd like. We will then move on to the next question. Well, without further ado, please help me welcome our special guest to the forum tonight. It is Mandy Epley. She is a senior instructional designer for professional workforce and development at the University of Arkansas. Mandy, thank you so much for being here this evening.
Yes, thank you. I'm so excited. My whole family is huge NPR nerds. So I'm really excited to be here. It's great to meet you, Daniel. And I really appreciate the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, we are jazzed to have you this evening. Thank you so much for spending some time out of your very busy schedule to speak with us this evening. So I will tarry no further. Let's get right into it. Mandy Epley, first question for you tonight. What new skills are becoming essential in the workforce due to the rise of artificial intelligence?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'm going to start with a list of 5, and then I'm going to explain a little bit more about that, or stop me, ask some questions, whatever you're thinking.
Go for it.
So the skills I believe are data literacy, AI and machine learning knowledge, soft skills, collaboration with AI, and domain-specific knowledge. So an example of data literacy, since we're very clearly talking about the workforce, so I'm going to use a bunch of different examples specific to that. So let's say a marketing professional uses data literacy to show which marketing campaigns are the most effective. So that's an example of data literacy becoming essential in the workforce. AI and machine learning. An example for that would be an HR specialist knowing and understanding how algorithms work. They can fine-tune the selection criteria to ensure that there is a fair and efficient hiring process. Soft skills. This is a really heavy concept that is going to ensure that humans stay in conjunction along with AI, that we're working together. And an example of that would be a team leader leverages critical thinking and emotional intelligence to navigate complex project challenges, making strategic decisions and maintaining team morale, even as AI tools handle routine tasks. So soft skills are really going to bring that human element that's going to be so necessary with the adoption of AI. Collaboration with AI. An example of this is a customer service representative. They review the chatbot's interactions, provide human support for more complex issues. So there are, chats for customer service, but you need human interaction, to make sure that the questions that are answered are correct. So it can't be just completely on the AI. There's domain-specific knowledge. What I mean by that is, or an example is, a healthcare data analyst combines their medical knowledge with AI skills to develop predictive models that help identify patients at risk of certain conditions. It's enabling proactive and personalized healthcare interventions. So that's huge with humans working alongside with AR. So by focusing on these skills, professionals can not only stay relevant in the evolving job market, but also leverage AI to drive innovation and efficiency in their work.
Yes, I think any of us who have ever had to use one of those customer service AIs knows the importance of having a human on standby to help out with that.
Yes,
Well,
agreed.
yes, for sure. Well, perfect. Well, moving on to our next question. What role do continuous learning and professional development programs play in adapting to AI advancements?
So this is in my area where I'm an instructional designer, and this is an area that's close to my heart that I see every day and feel the relevancy. So the first, I'm going to give you a list, and then we'll talk about them. Keeping skills relevant, enhancing problem-solving abilities, fostering innovation, improving collaboration with AI, promoting lifelong learning mindset, bridging the skill gap, and ethical and responsible AI use. So the keeping skills relevant. So AI is rapidly transforming various industries. We all know that. Changing the skills required for many jobs. Continuous learning ensures that professionals stay current with the latest technological developments and methodologies, which make them adaptable and competitive in the job market. The next one, enhancing problem-solving abilities. AI can handle many routine tasks, which shifts the human role towards more complex problem-solving and strategic decision-making. Professional development programs like the ones that I build. They help individuals develop these higher order thinking skills, which are essential in an AI-driven world. The next one, fostering innovation. By engaging in continuous learning, professionals are exposed to new ideas, technologies, which can spark innovation. As we know, several jobs that are now at the top of the workforce chain weren't here 20 years ago. So this is going to spark a lot of innovation, change a lot of things. Understanding AI and its capabilities allows individuals to envision new applications and improvements within their fields. And then the next one, improving collaboration with AI. As AI becomes more integrated into the workplace, it's important for professionals to understand how to work effectively alongside these technologies. So we've got to figure out how to make sure that we're doing it together and not AI controlling it or not human stifling it, but how can we do it together? So training programs can teach employees how to leverage AI tools to enhance their productivity and decision making. The next one, promoting lifelong learning mindset. AI and technology are continuously evolving. Cultivating a mindset of lifelong learning ensures that individuals are prepared to continuously adapt to new changes and challenges, making them more resilient in their careers. The next one is bridging the skill gap. And a lot of the professional workforce and development courses that I build, this is one of the things that we do is bridge the skill gap. There's often a gap between the current workforce's skills and the skills needed to work with advanced technologies like AI. Professional development programs help bridge this gap by providing targeted training in specific areas where there is a high demand for skills. So that would be our University of Arkansas Global Campus Professional Workforce and Development area. So those are the types of things where we build the classes and why we do the things that we do. The last one, ethical and responsible AI use. Understanding AI involves recognizing its ethical implications and learning how to use it responsibly. Continuous learning programs can incorporate these crucial steps, ensuring that professionals are not only skilled, but also conscientious in their use of AI. So it helps to, individuals stay relevant, foster innovation, enhance collaboration, and promote a mindset of lifelong learning, which are all vital in today's fast-paced, technology-driven world.
Yes, absolutely. Well, moving on to our next question this evening, what are the potential social impacts of AI on the workforce? How could that contribute to inequality and just access to opportunities, either in a positive or negative way?
Yeah, and this is also near and dear to my heart because it can very easily, depending on how it's governed, it can very easily increase the divide between the haves and the have-nots. So I'm very passionate about making sure that it's non-biased and that the programs that we use in our AI development that I use to build courses, I'm very aware of making sure that it's as non-biased as possible. So inequality, for example, there's job displacement, skill gaps, and income disparity. So in job displacement, you want to consider the manufacturing industry. There's robots and AI-driven machines are increasingly used to assemble products. This has led to the displacement of assembly line workers, as we all know. For example, in automotive manufacturing companies right now, like Tesla and Ford, they've integrated AI and robotics into their production lines, and that does reduce the need for human labor in certain tasks. The skills gap. In the tech sector, companies like Google and Microsoft are constantly seeking professionals skilled in AI, machine learning, and data science. So workers who lack these specialized skills may find it challenging to compete for those higher paying jobs, highlighting the growing skill gap. Income disparity. So high-skilled AI engineers at leading tech companies, they can earn significantly higher salary compared to workers in more traditional roles. So, for example, a senior AI engineer at a major tech firm can earn several times the salary of a retail worker or a customer service representative. So those are some examples of inequality. But there's access to opportunities. So education and training, there's lots of online platforms like, for example, our U of A Global Campus Professional Workforce and Development. Our courses that we make, we've reached people all across the state. So, and that's huge. And also people, outside of the state, but we really want to try to focus on upskilling, reskilling our Arkansans. So, however, individuals without internet access or those in regions with poor digital infrastructure may not benefit from these opportunities. So, for instance, some rural areas often have less reliable internet access compared to urban centers. The geographic disparities. Remote work facilitated by AI tools can offer opportunities to people in underserved regions, which is a good thing. For example, someone living in a small town in rural Arkansas might be able to work for one of the larger companies in Northwest Arkansas, thanks to an AI-powered remote work tools and collaboration platforms like Slack and Zoom. Also, there's lifelong learning, which is a huge benefit. So companies like IBM, Amazon, even Walmart have introduced continuous learning programs for their employees. So that's really beneficial. As far as workplace dynamics, collaboration with AI. So in customer service, AI chatbots like those used by companies such as Bank of America, Erica, which I have used. Have you used it?
I've seen it on my banking app. I've never used it.
Right? So we have Erica. And if you go to Sephora, which is a cosmetic chain, they have a Sephora virtual artist, which can handle routine customer inquiries, allowing human representatives to focus on more complex issues, thereby enhancing productivity and job satisfaction. It can help with a work-life balance. So AI scheduling tools can suggest the best times for meetings, focus work, and breaks, optimizing productivity and reducing burnout, which I have used and is it's been a huge help with, really paying attention to when your prime time is for, working on tasks really quickly, or when you need to work on a task that doesn't require as much hard brain power. So it really does help. So it's a good work-life balance. The other thing I want to talk about is ethical and bias concern. So the bias in AI systems. AI recruitment tools, like those used by Amazon, have faced criticism for perpetuating bias. Amazon had to scrap an AI recruiting tool after it was found to be biased against women, as it was trained on resumes submitted over a 10-year period, which were predominantly from men. So you want to have transparency and accountability. That's the next one. So the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, or GDPR, includes provisions that require companies to explain how AI algorithms make decisions, especially in sensitive areas like hiring and lending. This regulation aims to ensure transparency and accountability in AI systems. So these examples underscore the diverse and significant social aspects of AI on the workforce. Addressing these impacts requires concerted efforts from governments, educational institutions, and companies to ensure that the benefits of AI are distributed equitably and that potential negative consequences are mitigated.
All right, very interesting. Well, if you are just tuning in, you're watching Issues That Matter: Digital Dilemmas, Realities, and Perceptions of AI at Work. This series is presented by the Central Arkansas Library System, the League of Women Voters of Pulaski County, and Little Rock Public Radio. Our virtual forum this evening is being recorded for broadcast and will air at a later date on KYR FM 89.1 Little Rock Public Radio. Our guest this evening is Mandy Epley, Senior Instructional Designer for Professional Workforce and Development at the University of Arkansas. And just a reminder for all of you in the audience tonight, if you have a question for us at the end of our time this evening, we will have some time to answer questions. Please put those in the Q&A function on Zoom, and we will get to them. Well, moving right along, Mandy, next question for you this evening. How can employees proactively prepare themselves for some of those changes that we've been discussing that will probably be brought on by AI in the near future?
Right, right. I've got some good answers for that. So let me give you my top, and then I'll give you some examples. So continuously learning and upskilling, develop technical skills, embrace a growth mindset, enhance soft skills, leverage AI tools, understand ethical implications, and network and engage with the community. So an example of continuous learning and upskilling: you want to stay updated, regularly follow industry news, NPR, attend webinars and read articles of AI advancements to stay informed about the latest trends and technologies. And that's what I do. I attend webinars, I attend trainings, do a lot of research, follow a lot of great people on LinkedIn that are, considered great thinkers. There's are great industry leaders with AI. Because it's so new, it's a technology that's it's just so new. You can't really call yourself an expert yet because it's just there's so many things that are out there that are moving so rapidly that it's hard to wrap your head around in any one particular concept. So the next thing is enroll in courses, take advantage of online courses and certifications in AI, machine learning, data analysis, and other related fields. The next one is develop technical skills. So programming language, learn programming languages commonly used in AI development, such as Python, R, and Java. And remember, you don't have to have bachelor's degrees or take 4 credit classes for this. We offer this, as maybe like a 6-week course for much less than what a 4 accredited course would be. And also there's a lot of free courses out there right now. So, if you really want to try to develop your programming languages, or data literacy, improve your ability to understand and work with data, learn how to analyze data sets, interpret results, and use data visualization tools. The next thing is you want to embrace a growth mindset. Adaptability, be open to change and willing to adapt to new tools and processes. A growth mindset will help you view challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. And underneath of that umbrella is lifelong learning. So cultivate a habit of lifelong learning. This mindset ensures that you're always ready to acquire new knowledge and skills as the technology evolves. The next one is enhance soft skills. And I mentioned this at the beginning. This is really what's going to set humans apart from AI is our soft skills. So critical thinking and problem solving. Develop your ability to think critically and solve complex problems. AI can handle many tasks, but human judgment and creativity remain invaluable. The next one under that umbrella is communication and collaboration. Improve your communication and teamwork skills. As AI automates more tasks, the ability to work effectively with others and communicate clearly will become even more important. Excuse me. The next one, leverage AI tools. You want to experiment with AI applications. Use AI-powered tools and applications in your current role to understand their capabilities and limitations. This hands-on experience will give you a practical understanding of how AI can enhance your work. The next one, for leveraging AI tools, you can automate routine tasks. Identify repetitive tasks in your workflow that can be automated using AI, freeing up time for more strategic and creative activities. And I have been able to do that with a lot of our classes. So that has really helped tremendously. It's cut our course production time down only on the professional work side and development side, I'd say to at least half, which is, a huge lifesaver for us. We're able to, push out more classes, get them reviewed faster, get the edits out. It's really made a huge difference for us. The next one is understand ethical implications. This is very important. AI ethics and governance. You want to learn about the ethical considerations and governance frameworks related to AI. Understanding the ethical implications of AI will be crucial as these technologies become more integrated into business processes. The next one, network and engage with the community. So you want to join professional groups. I've joined several. And it really does help to hear the concerns, the excitement, the apprehension of all of your peers. They can provide insights, share best practices, which we do, open up new opportunities for learning and growth. And then the next one is mentorship and collaboration. So you want to seek out mentors who have experience with AI and related technologies. Collaborating with more experienced colleagues can provide valuable guidance and support. And that has been, my colleagues have really been one of the leading and most substantial reasons that I've learned as much as I have is because we all learn from each other. So by understanding these ethical implications and incorporating governance frameworks, employees can help ensure that AI technologies are used responsibly and beneficially, promoting trust and integrity in their application.
All right. Thank you very much, Mandy. And moving on to our next question this evening. Artificial intelligence is really continuing to be present in our lives in a lot of unprecedented ways, in ways in which we're not really aware of sometimes. I know I'm probably not even aware half the time that I'm interacting with a bot or something, or what I'm reading was maybe not written by a human whatsoever. So I guess if you could break down some of the common ways that AI is used in everyday life and work here in 2024.
Yes, I'm going to pull you into this one, Daniel. So give me my example,
Uh-oh.
and then I
Okay.
want you to tell me how you use it. So smart assistants, devices like Amazon's Alexa, do you use it?
I do. I do use a smart speaker.
Apple's Siri, Google Assistant uses AI to help with tasks such as setting reminders, playing music, answering questions. Do you use it to set reminders? That's very helpful.
I have in the past.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
So the next one, recommendation systems, like for example, Netflix, Spotify, Amazon, they all use AI to suggest movies, music, and products based on our previous behavior or preferences. What do you think of that?
Oh, you got me there. I'm always looking at the recommended tab on
Right?
on
Me
the streaming
too.
services.
Me too. Navigation and travel. So AI powers GPS services and apps like Google Maps. Do you use Waze? I use Waze.
I do
Do you?
use Waze, yes.
Yes, I do. I travel a lot, and my little avatar goes all over the place. I use Waze. It's
Are you one of those people that like reports the accidents and stuff?
yes,
I
yes,
appreciate you. I've never
yes,
I'm like a Waze lurker. I never contribute
yes,
to it. So thank you for
yes.
your
I
service.
most certainly do. It really helps. Yes, yes. To provide real-time traffic updates, which it does, and optimal route suggestions, which it has. So I really like Waze. I use it a lot. Social media. AI algorithms determine the content we see on social media platforms. We all know that what we search up the most tends to be filtered with what we're interested in, good or bad. AI algorithms determine the content we see. Oh, sorry, I said that. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, by analyzing our interests and interactions. We all know that. Email filtering. AI helps in filtering spam and organizing emails and services like Gmail, making our inboxes more manageable, which it does do that. I can appreciate that. Healthcare. AI is used in fitness trackers. Do you use a fitness tracker? I do.
I probably should, but I don't.
Well, I definitely need to, and I do. And I saw something a little while ago that felt so relevant. You know, the little Tamagotchi tools or those little toys that kids used to play with.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. So you had to keep it alive and feed it and all that stuff. And I saw something that said now our watches and our wearable technology is we're now the little toy that we're trying to keep alive. So, oh my goodness. And even in some diagnostic tools to identify health conditions, which is really helpful. The next one, work environment. So customer service. Many companies use AI-powered chatbots to handle customer inquiries, provide support, and improve customer service efficiency. We talked about that. We all know that we've been stuck in, even, if it's over a voice or over a chat. Data analysis. AI tools can analyze large data sets to provide insights, identify trends, and help in decision-making processes in various industries. Project management. AI can help in automating repetitive tasks, managing schedules, and predicting project risks, enhancing productivity and efficiency, which I use firsthand, and I have noticed it does make a huge difference. It makes my day go a lot more productive. Security. AI plays a critical role in cybersecurity by detecting anomalies, predicting potential threats, and automating responses to breaches. Marketing, I talked a little bit about in the beginning. AI is used to analyze consumer behavior, personalize marketing campaigns, and improve targeting and engagement strategies. So in both personal and professional settings, AI is enhancing our ability to perform tasks more efficiently, make more informed decisions, and even predict future trends, whether we're looking at Netflix to decide what to watch next, right? As AI continues to evolve, its integration into our daily routines and work processes is likely to become even more seamless and impactful. What do you think? Has it had an impact on you? What are your thoughts?
That's a good question because I think when I first think of AI, I think of kind of I guess maybe the most novel uses of it, Chat GPT, things like that, which
Right.
I kind of have a natural aversion to as a journalist. I don't want to
Yes.
have to even think about
Totally
that.
agree.
Yeah,
Yes.
so but what I don't think about is basically all the things you just listed,
Right.
which I'm using every day. So
I
I would say
know.
that those things have definitely made my life a lot easier
Right.
for
Right.
sure.
So that's where we need to be really careful and have some governance to make sure that it continues to make our lives better as opposed to, make it much more dangerous or, increase the disparity between the haves and the have-nots, which it's got the potential to do. So, yes, I
Well,
agree.
I don't. I kind of want to go off script just a little bit, and
Okay.
feel free to answer or not answer. But I mean, as you're talking about the need for regulation, I mean, how much of
Yes.
an appetite for that is there in, I guess, Congress? I mean, who is the regulator here?
Right. So that's a really good question. I was listening to a webinar by AACE, and it was an exceptional webinar, and they had an attorney on there who brought up a really good point. And he was saying that the larger big companies like ChatGPT or Google, um, eh, thinking about it from an ethical standpoint, is that they're using underserved communities or underserved populations to go through and look at all of these images, all of these concepts, all of these words to decide what to use and what not to use. And if you're a person that's going through that, 24/7, that's terrifying, that's traumatic. So we really have to look at the ethics of how the big companies are doing that and how they are actually building the guidelines and who's responsible for that. So right now, as of right now, we're really relying on those companies to hold the ethics for us so we can choose which ones we use. But the larger ones that have the most data and are the best aggregate of datas that we're going to get the best output from, it's really tricky. That's a great question.
Yeah, definitely an interesting and very rapidly developing a field
Hmm.
right there. So we'll
Yeah.
definitely be interesting to keep an eye on that, see what
Right.
happens.
Right. Right.
Well, Well, perfect. Well, if you all are just tuning in, once again, you're watching Issues That Matter: Digital Dilemmas, Realities, and Perceptions of AI at Work. This series is presented by the Central Arkansas Library System, the League of Women Voters of Pulaski County, and Little Rock Public Radio. The forum will be recorded for broadcast and will air at a later date on KYR FM 89.1. And as we near the end of our program this evening, just a reminder, please put any questions you have for our special guest this evening in the chat or the Q&A function rather on Zoom, we'll have some time for those at the end of our program tonight. Already see a couple of questions percolating in there, so please hang in there and we will get to those at the end of our program this evening. Well, moving on to our next question for you, Mandy, our next pre-written question here this evening. Do you foresee artificial intelligence replacing certain jobs like service industry jobs, manufacturing jobs, which as we all know, we've seen those be particularly susceptible to automation in the past. What does AI hold in store for those sectors?
Yes. So I'll give you my bullet points and then we'll go back and discuss. So yes, service industry impact, manufacturing industry impact, and then workforce transformation. So the service industry, AI handles tasks like customer inquiries, reservations and bookings, improving efficiency. However, roles requiring human empathy, creativity, and complex decision-making are less likely to be replaced. So this is how we work alongside. Those soft skills you cannot replace. They're critical. So customer service roles needing personal interactions and nuanced understanding remain essential. Now the next one, manufacturing industry, the impact on that. AI and automation improve production line precision, speed, and safety. Dangerous or repetitive tasks are handled by robots, reducing human injury risk. Sorry, excuse me. Human roles evolve to include designing, managing, and maintaining automated systems. So that's going to be one of the human roles that are going to evolve. Let me say that again. They include designing, managing, and maintaining automated systems. They also will do complex assembly, quality control, and innovation. All of those things remain vital and must be very human-centered. So yes, just like when the internet first came out, there are so many jobs that we thought everything was going to completely change. And a lot of things did. But, we adapted and now we do have some better positions and, a lot of good has come from that. So as long as it's monitored correctly or with ethically, then we can work alongside it and make it better for all of us. So the workforce transformation. So AI is more likely to augment human work rather than completely replace it. Let me say that again. AI is more likely to augment human work rather than completely replace it. And I've said that several times. That's kind of like the theme. And I fully, from the research that I've done, webinars, training that I've been to, I really feel like that's I can see it leaning that direction. Continuous learning and development are crucial for workers to adapt. Upskilling and reskilling programs are essential to prepare the workforce for new AI generated roles. So AI will impact service and manufacturing jobs, but it will also create new opportunities. So the focus needs to be on equipping workers with the skills needed to thrive in an AI enhanced environment, which goes back to the education and the upskilling and the reskilling and things like that.
Well, then going off of that a little bit, I mean, are there any, you mentioned, service and manufacturing, and a lot of jobs will be augmented by it, but those might run the risk of some replacements theoretically. I guess what type of jobs, in your opinion, would be most imminently threatened or most impacted by AI, both in the blue collar and white collar spaces?
Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to say just because it's all so new. So that brings me into the whole concept of AI. I had a chat with a couple months ago with our vice provost, Dr. Cheryl Murphy, and she said a very profound statement that I think about often, where she said it can be compared to the Industrial Revolution at AI. And I believe that that's correct because of the rapid it's just moving so fast. We can't grasp it. We can't wrap our arms around it. Nobody is in control of it. And because of that, it's just changing everything so quickly. So I can't really answer that question because I just don't know. I mean, it depends on every company. It depends on, every skill set. It depends on every manufacturing piece all the way down to the floor. It's really hard to say for certain or even with a really good guess just because things are changing so fast and so quick. It's hard to, wrap your mind around it. What do you think?
Oh boy, I don't know. I, I am not that. There's a reason why I'm not the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. I
Are you
can't predict what
concerned? What
I
kind of
can't.
jobs do you think? I think of artists, which is really scary.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical about that though, just because I mean the AI art I'm seeing ain't that good, but
Yes.
I am also kind of concerned about the rapid pace at which AI gets better, for lack of a better phrase. So
Yes, right.
um,
Hmm.
I think of those. I think of maybe a world in which AI, but it's already kind of doing this with things like Siri and Alexa, but a world in which an AI can speak to you and replace the customer service experience and things like that.
Right, right,
But
right, right.
I just feel lucky to be in a job that requires me to have empathy. So I feel like there's a
Yes.
little a little bit of a
Same
job
there.
security there.
Yes, yes. So I have a family full of artists who are very strongly against AI, ChatGPT, and image creation specifically. So it's really tough. We need to see what regulations are going to come out. And there's so many different things that, are all over the place with artists and, all types of different genres. So that's a tough question to answer.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I really liked your answer, likening this to the Industrial Revolution and sort of the dot-com boom in the early 2000s about, we've been through this before and
Right.
you know, we see drastic changes, but there always is some sort of like a leveling out or
Right.
there hopefully it will always be some sort of regulation, but
Mhm.
yeah,
Yes.
it is an exciting time right now.
Yeah. And it needs to be global regulation, which, is going to be even harder to do. So, yes.
Yes, for sure.
Mhm.
Well, I really like some of the questions that I'm seeing here in the Q&A.
Okay.
And please, anyone who's still out there listening, feel free to pop those questions in the Q&A and we will answer those live. Sort of going off of what we're discussing right now, any thoughts, Mandy, about how AI specifically can affect the workforce in Arkansas in particular? The questioner here, I really like the way they phrase this. We go from Fortune 500 to log truck drivers, which I think
You.
that sums up the Arkansas workforce very well. I mean, it is a very diverse, very diversified workforce, I
Right.
guess. So
Right.
yeah, please, the floor is
Right.
yours.
And, I'm not really qualified to answer that question because, I don't run a company here. I've talked with a lot of people that do, and in creating my courses for upskilling and reskilling for those particular companies, everyone is different. So, I mean, I hate to give a cop out answer, but it's really hard to say because, it can affect the person at Barnes and Noble completely different than it does, on the floor in a manufacturing plant. So, I mean, I wish I had a better answer, but because it's all just so unknown and specific to the industry and specific to the company, that it's hard to give a solid answer.
For sure, and that's totally understandable. But we do we are lucky to have some Fortune 500 companies in Arkansas, and it's
Right.
I'm sure if they are not already utilizing AI, but which I'm sure they are, those will probably be a pretty big game changer for them at least.
Yeah. Yeah. I read a statistic the other day that it was something like 90% of companies are either in process or getting ready to gear up to use AI in some form or fashion. So, yeah,
Yeah,
it's just moving so fast.
there is kind of a feeling of everyone's trying to get in on the ground floor of something, and this doesn't necessarily speak to Arkansas, but you see Facebook, Google, all of these people kind of rolling out their own little tools and
Right.
trying to
Right.
jockey for position, I guess. I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, this is another interesting question, and kind of feel free to draw as well from your personal experience, you spoke a little bit about how this is affecting artists in your family, but how might workers oppose AI? And this questioner uses the example that the Dutch threw wooden shoes into machines during the Industrial Revolution. I had not heard that one before, but it
Yes.
paints a vivid picture.
Yes. Wow, what a great question. There was something else that I was in a training session and they compared it to the looms where when they brought in the weaving looms that were replacing the workers in there, that they went in and trashed the place the night before. So I wow, what a great question. I don't know. I really don't know. I wish I had some, I don't know. I wish I had a better answer, but there
I've
it's
Go
yeah, go
ahead,
ahead.
please.
It's growing so fast that any answer I give will be different next month, or could be potentially. So, an answer I would have given 2 months ago is not the answer that, I would probably say now. So I really don't know. It's a great question.
For sure. And I was just going to say, I don't know if this is AI necessarily, but the only example I can think of, or at least the most recent and most vivid example, is in San Francisco, the autonomous cabs. Like people would put traffic
Yes.
cones on the hood and it would like disable them. So
Yes.
I thought that was
Yeah.
a pretty interesting
Yeah.
war against the machines, I guess.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
I can see it definitely coming. I think it just depends on the governance and ethics and the bias and make sure that it's done responsibly and because just to see how far it goes. But it really does, unless there's a specific governance that's done either nationwide or global, every company can, it's up to them how they decide to use it. So it's really scary because we're right in the unknown period until we start to get some right at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. We're right there. So we don't know where it's going to end up.
Absolutely. Well, our final question, unless anyone else has any more to pop in the Q&A function here on Zoom, our final question from the Q&A tonight, Mandy, can you recommend some sources for free courses, free information on dealing with AI?
Yes. So there's Google has some exceptional courses that they've done. Harvard has some exceptional courses, and I can post those resources if you I don't know how, but I can send them to you and then we can, send them out if somebody wants them. Also, LinkedIn has some amazing courses. We had a training done by David Burse, and his training is phenomenal. So there's a whole lot of stuff that, basically if you just Google, that's top notch that I would recommend. That if you're looking for a place to get started or already have some mid-level knowledge, I would recommend doing those. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I lied. There is one more question in the chat from Mateo. Mateo asks, well, Mateo says rather, concerned about phishing and AI. Much of the general public already are confused, and quote unquote autopilot sounds like a gold mine for grifters and a distaste for unsuspecting folks. And just to define the terms a little bit, phishing, I guess, as far as I can explain, is basically the attempt of using technology to sort of misrepresent yourself and sort
Yes.
of the the Nigerian prince email, I guess. Is that fair to
Yes.
say?
Yep. Yes. Yes. And unfortunately, it does affect a lot of the elderly population. So I can give you an example. My mother got a call from, and it was a frantic call that my son was in a car accident and we needed to send money immediately, that they were attorneys representing. And she had no idea. And when you're in that panic mode, like, that's very personal. They had to know, they had a grandson, they had to know what state he was in, so I mean, it's going to get a lot more personal and very hard to differentiate. So yes, it's really scary. And that's where hopefully the governance will step in and really make a difference, because it's going to get harder and harder to, you could have somebody fake your voice, for example, which we've all seen. I mean, it's the possibilities for the negative aspect are endless, just like they are for the positive, which is why governance is so important. Fair and balanced governance is really important. Great question.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Mateo. And thank you all for attending and watching this evening and for your questions. That concludes tonight's forum. I want to thank again our panelist, Mandy Epley
Yes, thank
from,
you.
yes, thank you very much. Mandy Epley, once again, Senior Instructional Designer for Professional Workforce and Development at the University of Arkansas. Thank you so much, Mandy, for coming out, sharing your ideas. This has been the latest panel in our Issues That Matter series. Please share your comments on this forum and ideas for future forums by emailing comments at littlerockpublicradio.org or through the social media accounts of the Central Arkansas Library System, the League of Women Voters of Pulaski County, or Little Rock Public Radio. And just one final note, Mandy, if you could send us some of those links for some of those resources on AI, those free courses, we will
Yeah.
distribute those out to our attendees this evening.
Okay.
And yes, thank you very much. And once again, this panel will air at a later date on KUAR FM 89.1. Be on the lookout for more news about that. On behalf of the Central Arkansas Library System, the League of Women Voters of Pulaski County, and Little Rock Public Radio, thank you all so much for attending. Have a great night, and thank you once again, Mandy. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank